Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. A hearing was held today before Judge Megan E. Marshall in Latah County on the matter of whether or not to extend the temporary restraining order barring and enjoining the city of Moscow from releasing further images in the form of video, in the form of photographs, possibly documentation, to fulfill further public records request from the Moscow Police Department's investigatory files. The hearing started on time, relatively speaking. It was 10 a.m. Pacific time before Judge Megan E. Marshall, who coincidentally was the first judge in the matter styled as Idaho versus Kohberger. She signed the warrant for Mr. Kohberger's arrest on December 29, 2022, after finding probable cause as submitted in the affidavit of probable cause by Detective Brett Payne, also on December 29, 2022. The hearing was completely virtual. It was not held, any part of it, in Judge Marshall's courtroom. There were basically four people that you saw if you watched the hearing live or if you've watched it on repeat, and they were two attorneys on behalf of the city of Moscow, one attorney on behalf of the plaintiffs, Karen Laramie, the mother of Madison Mogen, and also Stacy, Maisie, and James Chapin, the parents and sister of Ethan Chapin. During the hearing, the plaintiff's counsel went first because this is plaintiff's action. It's an action to convert the temporary restraining order to a more permanent restraining order. The court had the filings on the record. This was the complaint, the amended complaint, the response, the motion for the temporary restraining order, the declarations in support of both sides' positions. There were declarations that were filed by all four of the plaintiffs, also by the city attorney for the city of Moscow on the defense side in support of their response. The plaintiff's counsel spent a lot of time arguing that privacy supersedes the public's right to know information from the investigatory files, and he just seemed to emphasize that what the public was looking for was to, in my opinion, look at a bunch of pictures and video of bodies. Not once was the issue of the sheath, which was the case. It was what got Mr. Kohberger arrested, in my opinion. The affidavit of probable cause and the warrant was asked immediately after the trash pull in Pennsylvania happened and the state of Idaho and the Moscow Police Department alleged that there was a match. Not after any video of suspect vehicle 1 was seen, not after any information from warrant returns for the 8458 cell phone or anything else. It was immediately filed when the results of the Pennsylvania trash pull came back. That shows how important that sheath was. It was mentioned not once today at this hearing. It has never been seen by the public. And by the way, all 5 of the first responders who entered Madison Mogen's room that were there within minutes after Moscow Police Department arrived on scene hours after the timeline of the crime happened, not one of them mentioned seeing a sheath when they went into Madison's bedroom. And also the 182 photographs that first responder Snyder took, 15 of them were in Madison Mogen's bedroom. Not one mentioned his sheath, much less what you would expect would be 10 to 15 photographs of a sheath taken at all angles. So to assert, and both sides did, the defense also insinuated that what the public wants is to look at bodies, I think is disingenuous, at the very least insulting, on the other hand, that in a case that has been so widely hidden from the public. This case is so unique, talking about not just the global interest in it, but the fact that the case was so secret. That also did not come up once in today's hearing. So both sides made their arguments, and we are awaiting a ruling from Judge marshal on whether this temporary restraining order is going to be made permanent. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.